Have you ever thought to yourself, gee, I really love pageantry. I just wish it was more expensive? Me neither. If you're a pageant girl who's interested in setting up her own business, or maybe an app, or a non-for-profit, come and join our new Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/the pageant boss. And yes, the link will be in the description of this video below. We're going to be discussing all things pageantry, obviously, but also all things entrepreneurial. How to take an idea that you might have, and it could be a pageant idea, and turn it into a genuine profit-making business. Come and join us. It's free for now, and I'll see you there. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, if you happen to be watching at some different parts of the world. I'm here with my special guest, Jessica Adele Ford, who is Miss Solihull International. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Look at Jess's backdrop. I was just giving her kudos for the backdrop and her dress. This is probably the most immaculately. Do you want to tell people a little bit about where you are? Because you look like you're in a 5-star hotel somewhere.
Well, this is really, I'm doing very well then, because this is my bedroom. This is me catfishing everyone 101. No one needs to know. I am actually in Dubai. Why not? Let's tell everyone that. No, I'm in my bedroom. I just managed to kind of angle you, the lighting, and fake it to make it.
Okay, I see. You're doing the old pageant girl trick of, if we look this way, it looks immaculate, but if I got you to turn your webcam like 10 degrees to the left, there's a pile of dirty clothes, and yeah.
That one's a little bit too real. You just got me on that one.
Okay. Well, we want it to be authentic, right? Now, Ralph has said hello. Adrian, I hope all is well with you. Ralph, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Ralph is over in America, I believe.
Oh, hi.
Jessica, why don't we... Jessica, why don't we start with Solihull? I don't know much about Solihull, so am I pronouncing that correctly? Is it Solihull?
Well, it depends where you're from.
Solihull.
Some people in Solihull like to call it Solihull, but it's Solihull.
How do you pronounce it? Solihull.
Solihull.
Okay, let's go with Solihull. Don't want to get it wrong. Tell us a little bit about Solihull. No.
No. So it is just outside of Birmingham in the West Midlands, and it's a village. It's a town, not a village. It's quite a village vibe to it, though. It's, everyone kind of knows everyone, but it's really accessible, actually. So Birmingham Airport is literally 10 minutes down the road from me, and if I go that way, Birmingham city centre is like 20 minutes. So it's in a really good location.
I didn't know Birmingham had an airport. I keep forgetting how many airports the UK has. How many airports does the UK have? Or how many airports does England have?
That. Oh my goodness!
You got Heathrow, right?
Heathrow,
Gatwick,
Birmingham, Manchester, East Midlands, England or the UK? Just England.
Just England. I won't put you that much on the spot.
I was going to say maybe 5 or 6. Someone let us know. I don't know. Someone Google it.
I can't even remember when I came to UK Galaxy last year. I can't even remember which airport I flew into. It wasn't Heathrow. It was one of the, probably Manchester. That rings a bell. Yeah. It was kind of like a quaint little rural airport by Sydney standards, but that's the way it goes.
Probably not. Birmingham's actually so this is a claim to fame. It's got you can fly to Dubai from Birmingham, so it's got like enough capacity on the runway for jumbo. I know, pretty cool, right? You wouldn't expect it.
Oh, so a proper big plane. Because all of you, I see so many of you guys from the UK just casually jet set over to Dubai to get some sun, I assume. I didn't realize it was because Birmingham had a direct flight to Dubai. Yeah. All right, so that's something. Does Solihull have any claim to fame apart from you residing there? But does it have any other claims to fame?
Oh, I don't know, actually. Well, actually, that's a lie. There's a lot of what band is it now? There's a band that was very big in the 80s or 90s. It's our little claim to fame now. And that's how long ago it was. And they are from in Solihull, but I can't remember the band now. And do you know the comedian Joe Lycett?
The name sounds familiar.
I went to one of his first shows because he lives just down the road.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
That's
there
my
you go.
claim to fame.
Claim to fame. Guys watching, I can see a bunch of you watching, so don't lurk in the background. Ask Jessica some. Now, Jessica, full disclosure, she said she likes to be surprised. So ask her really, really difficult questions to keep her on her toes. So she regrets ever saying that to me.
I'm already regretting it, so no one go too ham on me.
Yeah, don't ask her the easy questions. We like to ask the really, really tough political questions here to really put our interviewees on the spot. I'm kidding, Jessica. That's the last thing that we do.
Brilliant.
But why don't we start with the easy question? Why don't you tell everyone how you got involved in the crazy world of pageantry to begin with?
Well, I need to ask you a question first. Did you know that this is my first pageant?
Yeah, yes, I think I did because I've been stalking you on Instagram. I think I do. All right, let's say I did. Okay, make me feel better.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Well, I didn't know whether you did or not. So this is my first pageant, but in terms of how I got into it, I think it was a year ago now that I applied for Miss International, and I used to dance, so I come from a dancing background. And when I was 16, I moved away from home and went to a dance boarding school just outside of London. So for me, that's about an hour and a half, an hour and 45. So it's
Okay.
quite a big thing at that age.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of dancing and, living my best life. And then I got ill and I couldn't perform anymore. So obviously I was in a bit of a rut. I didn't know where to go or kind of what my hobby would be, if you like, after being so involved heavily in the dance community to then not be was quite a big culture shock. So then I went to university, I started studying law, and then Corona hit, and I was like, well, I can't study law online. That is just not for me. I couldn't do it. So I was like, okay, I need to channel my energy into something. And I did, at the time, promotional modeling, and my agency had suggested, why don't you look into pageants? I was like, what pageants? No, don't want to do pageants. I started looking into them and I was like, I changed my mind, I want to do pageants. So then that's kind of how it happened. A long way of going about it, but yeah.
What in particular changed your mind? I mean, I don't know what you, because when people look it up on Google or Instagram or something, like some people have got involved in it because they saw an ad, for example, on Instagram.
Yeah.
So what was it specifically that changed your mind?
I think research. I was really ill educated before I started researching things. So I think we all who haven't maybe been around pageants before have a preconceived idea of what pageants are. And that's not anyone's fault other than the media's, I think. And it's amazing actually being involved in the community and seeing the work that all the girls are doing to combat that. But yeah, I came from a fresh perspective and I thought it was, very toddlers and tiaras vibes, which it obviously isn't. And then I started educating myself and I was like, actually, this is about female empowerment. It's about elegance. It's about education. And it's kind of everything that I stand for as a person. And it kind of aligned with that.
Yeah. Now, Maria, who was on the podcast with us yesterday, she's over in Canada. She said, love the color of that dress.
Thank you. This one is, what's it called? Is it aqua blue? Is that aqua blue, I think?
I just call it blue because I'm a guy. I see blue. I don't know the different shades. When people go teal, fuchsia, all these things, and I'm like, blue.
Fuchsia?
But Maria, no, I don't know. I've already complimented Jess on the dress because blue is actually my favorite color. Although I've been seeing more greens and yellows, but I still think blue for me is a favorite color. Rachel, who's over in Scotland, has said, hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well as well, Rachel. You've got a kind of an international audience here. Guys, ask Jessica a hard question. She wants to be surprised. So don't give her the easy ones. Stop with the compliments and give her some really, really difficult questions.
I like everyone. Everyone stay nice. I like these comments.
Now, you did your research. Now, there's a lot of systems out there. So what particularly drew you to the Miss International UK system?
So I obviously started looking into what systems stand for, what kind of previous winners have they had, what was their motto, would I align with that? So everything I stand for is, as I've already said, female empowerment. Of course, the motto for Miss International is all women. It's something I straight away felt a real alignment with, I think is the right word. I felt, yeah, this is for me. And it's almost, it sounds really weird, you know, almost calling. And I was like, this one, this is for me. Because I have a lot of work I do is surrounding female empowerment. I have my own blog, which is dedicated to educating the future generation of women on their sexual well-being. So again, it's all about cheering on women. Let's not judge, let's educate, let's all bring each other up rather than trying to pull each other down.
Do you like sushi?
I love sushi. I have sushi tonight.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't been stalking you that much. No, it's just because the existing queen, the reigning queen, Harriet, because she loves sushi, and obviously if you win this system, it's in Japan. So you better love sushi. Is what I'm going to say. How tall are you? You're quite tall, aren't you?
Guess how tall I am.
5'8".
5'9".
5'9". 7. Oh, I was close.
I know. She's a midge. She's a midge. We're fine though. We work with what we've got.
No, but you literally got big shoes to fill. Following after Harriet, because she's
in every way
6 foot. She's 6 foot in flats.
Gorgeous.
So if she's wearing her heels, even I'm kind of like, can you just come down here? Really? I mean, honestly.
I know. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
She is. Okay, so you mentioned. Now I've got it here. It's We Are Vibe. So your blog, your advocacy about sexual well-being, and full disclosure, this is why I wanted to interview you, because your advocacy, your blog is on a topic that a lot of pageant girls, they wouldn't even want to mention the word sex. So sexual well-being, and it's super important. And you've decided, I think it's quite brave of you to do it, probably is in line with your character. But there's so many advocacies that would be kind of, safer, if you know what I mean, like mental health or heart disease, and nothing against those, but a lot of people are doing those, and those are kind of safer options. What made you decide to go down a slightly different route?
Because I'm a weirdo. I'm joking. I don't think...
And we'll just leave it there.
Full stop. No, I think there's no point playing things safe in life, if that's why you're asking me why I've joined kind of using my title. And full disclosure again, this is all factual based. This isn't anything kind of seedy. It's all coming from myself and a gynecologist that I work with. So it's purely educational based, and it's nothing inappropriate or anything like that. So that's kind of my little disclaimer there. But yeah, no, I think it's so important to challenge what society kind of tells us is okay. And especially, I've come into the pageant industry as someone new, and I want to use that fresh face and kind of make sure that I'm tackling a different area that needs to be discussed. Because as you've said, there are a lot of incredible causes that girls support, but there's also some others that need some light and attention.
Absolutely. And I think that's a good thing, because it's kind of a bit of a taboo, just not even in pageantry, let's be honest, just in general life to talk about those sorts of things. What sort of response have you gotten to it so far?
Amazing. I've had so many people message me. I've had brands. So I don't know if you know Moon Cup, and do you know Moon Cup? So they're a for anyone watching who doesn't know as well, they're a reusable sanitary product. And it's a little dome shape, and you insert it on your period and it catches your menstrual blood. They're a really incredible brand, and they've kind of been in talks and things, and they're really on board with everything. A lot of different accounts, feminist accounts, are wanting to come on board. So everyone, if you go over to weare.vibe, that's the Instagram handle, you can go and see some of the work we've done already, but there'll also be a lot more work coming out shortly. In terms of other collaborations.
We'll show everyone, Jess. Here we go. So here is Jessica's page.
Oh wow, that's very
on
nifty.
weare.vibe. I will throw you a follow whilst I am here. And gynecologist Dr. Poonam Pradhan. So how did you find Dr. Pradhan in particular? Pradhan, sorry.
That's okay, Dr. Pradhan. So yeah, this is the story that everyone loves. I was going for my smear test. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of girls have taken part in the Smear for Smear campaign. So I'm very open. I'm only 21, and at the time I was 20 when I had my smear test. And in the UK, most girls wouldn't have their smear test until they're 25, I believe. But I was having certain symptoms of cervical cancer. I didn't, thankfully, but the only reason I knew that was because of my smear test.
Right.
So you have to go and get your smear test done, is the long and short of that one. But yeah, I was having my smear test, but previously, about an hour actually prior to this appointment, I was looking for TikTok, and a girl, well, girl after girl really, had been talking about, you know, this part of her body and this part of her, you know, whatever, and this is what you do, this is what you don't do. I was talking to Dr. Pradhan about it because I was genuinely really concerned. This is what a lot of young girls are seeing on their screens day in, day out, of really misinformation about their bodies. And we were just talking, and I'm quite, as you can probably tell, passionate. I love to kind of put the world to rights. And yeah, we were just discussing, and I was like, you know, this needs to change. And I don't know who needs to change it, who needs to be the voice. And anyway, I don't know how it happened. We ended up deciding we're going to join forces and create a blog. So then Dr. Pradhan and I, and then also my good friend Grace Downing, who was a graphic designer, all collaborated as a female team, female boss vibes. And yeah, we've all now kind of got on board with Vibe, and it's going very well. It's only in its first 3 weeks, I think, maybe come up to a month. I think it's a month tomorrow. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's done really well. Sorry.
How did you pick the name, just out of interest?
I think we should all just vibe, right? Life vibe. It's chill. It's nothing to be scared of. It's a vibe. Don't be embarrassed. We all vibe. That's how it is. It's a vibe. And I say vibe a lot. I'm just pre-warning you. I always go, oh, that's a vibe. So it kind of fit with me and vibe.
Sounds like that's your favorite word. Okay, now Ralph, I'm just going to bring you up to date with the comments. So Ralph, you said you have a lovely gown. Jessica, don't ask Ralph. Don't ask her to join the Miss Earth pageant when she's in Miss International UK. I'm sure a lot will depend on how she goes. I mean, look, if Jessica, if she wins Miss International UK, she can't do Miss Earth, but. Miss Earth is one of the big pageants as well. I'm not going to put Jessica on the spot with that one. Sherry said, looking amazing, Jess. What are your plans for your final 3 months of prep before the finals?
I love Sherry. Well done, Sherry, for the other day, by the way. I don't know if you saw, she won.
That's right. Yeah, I did. I sent her a message.
Yeah, absolute star. We love Sherry. Yeah, my plans now. Oh, wow. Are they top secret? I don't know. No, I've got some incredibly exciting.
I mean, if you say them now, they're not going to be top secret anymore, are they?
Who knows? Like, who knows? No, I'm kidding. I'm very excited for the next 3 months. I have a lot of different meetings with a lot of very exciting people. I have a really exciting announcement coming up actually in the next couple of weeks. I'm not allowed to release it yet. Actually, I would, but I'm not allowed to. I know, even more mysterious. I know. So yes, everyone will have to stay tuned for that. That will be coming out on my social media. But yeah, big announcements to come. I'm actually not even allowed to say some of them. So that's all I have to say. Stay tuned.
You're teasing us. You're teasing us. You're saying all the things that you have, all these amazing things, and you can't tell anyone what they are. So if you want to find out what these announcements are, then you'll just have to go and follow Jess on her social. That's very clever marketing. That's the way it should be. Now, Janice, who's over in Canada as well, I believe, she said, way to go, Jess and team. Layla has said, hey, and then said, love that blue on you. Yes, that blue is stunning. Guys, ask her a question. No one is asking her any questions. She said she wanted to be surprised, so she wants difficult questions. Ask her some difficult questions.
Well, I'll tell you where this dress is from, actually. This was from Shein, if anyone wanted it, because I feel like everyone's loving the colour. So it's Shein. Shein? Do you know how to say it?
Oh, I don't know. Look, don't get me started. You guys in the UK, you're like, okay, for example, Primark or Primark? Which one do you say?
Primark. ASOS or ASOS?
I don't even know. I would say ASOS.
I say ASOS, like Adidas or Adidas. Adidas.
Yeah, okay. So all the questions that get you guys fired up in the UK, it's like all these passionate arguments about things that don't matter. So scones or scones, do you put the jam on first or the cream on first? I
put jam on first.
Okay, so you're a girl after my own heart. Thank you. My podcast co-host will hate you, but that's all right. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No. Big fat no.
Okay.
It's a no
all
from
right,
me.
we agree on that one as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a fruit. Get it off my pizza. All right. So it sounds like we can get along. I won't hang up on you just yet.
cool. Thank
Sherry
you.
has said something that I've been thinking, such a tease. So there you go. And she's put the blue heart as
What'd
well.
she put? Oh.
Such a tease. And she's put the blue
Oh.
heart because you won't tell anyone what your secret plans are.
I
Ralph has
can't.
said,
I'm not
have to go see
allowed.
you next time. That's fair enough. Elizabeth has said, hey, and Layla, a question. Oh, I think we might have asked this one before, Layla, but I'll get Jess to answer it again. Why did you choose Miss International UK?
So it really aligned with my personal, I guess, branding. Is that the right word? Are we going for that? Why not? My
Sure.
personal branding of female empowerment, cheering all women. Obviously, that's the motto of Miss International, and making sure that we all support each other. So again, my platform is about education. It's about supporting one another, and again, Miss International really aligns with that.
And what are you most excited about, Jess, for competing in your first pageant? As you said, what's the most exciting part for you?
Meeting all the girls, that's 100% what I'm most excited about. I think it's really opened my eyes. I think a lot of girls nowadays can form quite cliquey groups. Pageants aren't
Mm,
like that. From my experience, everyone is so welcoming, lovely. People just want to help you, chat to you, and that's an environment that I think all women should be feel comfortable enough to go into. So I think it's really interesting. Actually, I spoke to a couple of people who said it's nice to have a fresh perspective, I suppose, because when you're in your own little bubble, which I guess pageants are, you kind of forget. So for someone coming in from a fresh perspective, it is lovely to be
yeah.
able to kind of see everyone, meet new people. I'm obsessed with meeting new people. I love chatting, as you can tell. So yeah.
No, I couldn't tell at
Really.
all. That's a
Quite
complete
shy.
surprise to me.
Yeah.
Now, all right, here we go with the questions. Layla has said, describe yourself in 3 words. Good luck with that one.
Okay. Optimistic. I always try and see a positive from a negative situation. I've been in a few situations where that's been tried and tested.
Mhm.
So for instance, when I said obviously I became poorly from not being able to dance, I found I had arthritis in my spine. So I physically couldn't dance
Yes.
anymore. And yeah, I was told I might not be able to walk again and things like that, but it made me stronger. I came back bigger and better and more full of life and thankful for the things that I can now do. So, yes, optimistic. I would say I like to think of myself as kind. I like to think of myself as empathetic, and that I can, people can come and chat to me about things. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know, maybe people are sat there like, no, but I like to think so. And why not funny, why not? I laugh at my own jokes, so I'm my number one
What's a
fan.
joke? Give us your best joke.
No, 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 that's too much on the spot. That's not funny. Yeah,
That one's a
no.
cruel one. Yeah. Anytime anyone says they're funny, I like to say, "Tell me your best joke," and they're always like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
can't do it."
you
Um,
put me on the spot.
when you were diagnosed with the arthritis in your spine at such a young age, and you were
Mm.
so passionate about dancing,
Hmm.
how did you make it through? Because for a lot of people, if they have something that they set their whole heart on, and then they're suddenly told at not even 20 that they can't do it anymore,
Yeah.
they they never really bounce back. So how did you make it through that?
So I was 16 when I found out I had arthritis in my
Mm,
spine. So I was very young, and I was again living away from home. So I didn't actually have much support when I was going through it. My family were obviously they were still supporting me, but I wasn't living with them. So, a lot of things I had to do by myself.
mm,
Um, in terms of how I got through it, I think I was very lucky with my friends and my support network, and I asked for help as well. That was a big thing. I didn't try and put on a brave face. I have done that in the past with different situations, and
yeah,
I came off worse than when I just said I need
yeah.
help. Um, so yeah, I think the big thing was asking for help, and then I think we all, whenever you go through trauma, if you like, need some form of support, but no one's going to give it to you unless you're willing to take it.
Very true. I mean, you have to ask for it, and then you also have to be willing to accept the help.
Hmm.
So how long were you a dancer for?
16. Well, no, that's a lie. 16 years. I wasn't dancing when I came out. Like, do you know what I mean?
Pretty much, though.
I
Right.
don't
Okay.
know. Yeah. Tap
A
dancing. Yeah, I
long
was very
time.
young. Yeah, a long time. A long time. I did it.
Right.
I danced in some really cool places. I danced at Wembley. I danced in an
Oh,
arena
wow.
by here. I danced at the Symphony Hall. I danced. I'm trying to think. I have like a little. I was in professional productions. I was paid for it. Yeah, it was a good time, but yeah, it obviously wasn't meant to be long term.
What sort of dancing was it? Because there's so many types of
Yeah.
dance. I'm fascinated by it. What sort of dancer were you?
Jazz, ballet, tap, anything and everything. I was up for it. I'm still up
Right.
for it now. My back just might not be. I might be going, but I'm still
Right.
up for
Well,
it.
when you guys do opening number, you know about opening number,
Oh,
right? All the
yes,
pageants have
yeah.
a. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to be put right up front because you can dance. So the people who can't dance get put at the back. That'll be people like me.
That's a secret. No, you're not meant to say that.
You'll be
I'll
put
be at the back
right. You'll
now and
be
I'll be
put right up
like,
at the front. No, no, literally. Like you get asked. I think it's a Galaxy, not an international, but it's run by Holly as well. Asked
yeah.
like who knows how to dance. You put your hand up and you go right to the front. So
Mm.
you can
Might be
dance. You
keeping
should
that
be
one
at the front.
firmly down.
And no,
You're like,
it's your chance
no.
to shine. Also, I can't wait to see your walk because I always think the
Yeah.
best walkers are the ones who dance. So
It's
I'm
about, yeah,
imagining
body
you've got.
proportions and things like that.
I imagine you've got the walk on lock. You'll be able to do the opening number in your sleep. Now, Layla has asked another question. Have you got any plans for if you won?
Yes, so many. I want Vibe to be taken internationally. I want every country where potentially things such as sexual well-being are very taboo. I mean, in the UK, it's still kind of taboo for someone to talk about it. But, imagine in potentially some countries where sex isn't socially acceptable to talk about, having that
Mm.
platform and being able to take that with me and create a safe space for all women over the world is something that I'm very determined to do. And I think having the title of Miss International UK is going to be really prevalent in taking that next step for Vibe, because I think it is very interesting having a platform and having a title makes you 10 times more listened to. People are like, whoa, what is she
Mm.
talking about? And, if you don't have that, and I mean, that's with my title as Miss Solihull International, that's what I've managed to do. But as Miss International UK, imagine what that
Mm.
would look like, taking it to Japan, meeting lots of different women, that influential what's the word I'm looking for, profile that would give me, and also the
Yeah,
opportunity to talk to women and representatives from so many different countries is going to push and promote Vibe and again educate that future generation of women that we all want, not just me. I'm just heading it.
absolutely. Janice has asked, what do you think, so she's over in Canada, what do you think is the best way to combat the gender double standard around casual sex? So by that, I'm going to assume that for men, it's generally okay to
Yeah,
talk about, and for women, it's definitely not.
the best way to combat it, I think, open discussion. And I think toxic masculinity needs to be eradicated. I think that's potentially where mainly the I want to say, I don't want to say the word, but shaming, let's say shaming of women
Hmm.
comes from when they are quite open about having sex and things. I think, a few comments have been made to me, and I'm not, in any way, shape, or form like that. But just
Hmm.
because I'm open about and I'm giving women a voice, people
Yeah.
assume that I'm, X, Y, Z, which I'm not at all. It's
Mm.
just I think we all need to talk about it, and I'm happy and I'm confident enough to be that person. So I think we need to all be open, be able to
Mm.
discuss, and then, when someone does discuss with you, don't judge. We all have body autonomy. That's what's beautiful about, living in a free country. So do what you want to do it safely, and obviously be respectful, consensual, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think the
Course.
main thing is conversation.
I think it's very rare where not talking about something makes that problem better
Yeah.
or disappear. I think not talking about something can only make it worse. So I'm definitely with you on that one. Just having the conversation in the first place, I think, is a giant leap forwards. Sherry has asked, being new to pageants and having a fresh set of eyes, is there anything you've seen or found that you would change?
That's a good one, Sherry.
That's a difficult one.
Yeah, I think I actually do, I do. I think there's something that we need to take actually from a recent success, which is Helen, Miss Grand Scotland, who is
Hmm.
beautiful and incredible, and she has started an incredible change. I think she's brought in talking about her MS, obviously, and she has opened that discussion. It's an autoimmune disease, sorry, my arthritis, and obviously MS is as well.
Hmm.
And any sort of person with any sort of disability, condition, disease, whatever you want to call it, she started to change and pave the way. And I think it's about continuing that open discussion and also not being shocked when you see somebody in pageantry who has, per se, a disability, which it isn't at all.
Yep.
It should, I think it was, I saw in a lot of fan accounts, people were like, oh God. And it's like, yeah, why not? And she's beautiful, she's incredible, she's done XYZ for
Yeah.
charity, she's got an incredible walk. I think it's maybe changing, maybe the word I'm looking for is inclusivity. We're 100% moving in the right direction, but I still think we have a long way to go when it comes to like Helen, like she's just beautiful, and we shouldn't be shocked when we see someone up on a pageant stage when they have a disability.
Absolutely. Janice has, so we've got a couple more questions and then we'll go towards the close, otherwise we'll be here all night. Janice has asked, have you had to deal with people who say that you can't be a feminist and be involved in pageantry?
I've not had that one yet. I have not had that one yet. I know a lot of girls do, but I don't know whether it's because my platform is quite in your face about being a feminist.
Yeah.
And I hope, in a way, I hope that because my example, if you like, is so extreme, and obviously it's not extreme realistically, but I guess maybe in old school terms, it's quite extreme, that hopefully that will change perspective on pageants anyway. I never get asked, how can you be a feminist and do pageants? Because I always say to people, no, actually pageants have given me the platform to do what I'm doing. And they go, oh, okay, so it's actually, it's not the other way around. Pageants have actually helped you and have actually made you the feminist you are, is the way that that's kind of happened.
Yeah, I do know that there have been people, and some feminists have attacked pageantry. And Janice, in my experience, it's been very much down to how you define feminism, because there are some people who define feminism as hate men, like all men are just wrong.
That's
And in that
extreme.
case, well, I don't see that as feminism anyway. I define feminism as
Equality.
women should be allowed to do whatever they want to do and have equality of opportunity. And I think defined that way, then there's no you can't be one and the other at the same time. But I think a lot of it comes down to how you define feminism. So final question for now. Layla has asked, what introduced you / made you start pageantry, which we discussed briefly before?
Yeah, so it was obviously, as I mentioned, I was dancing, then I stopped dancing. I still wanted a hobby, and I did promotional modeling, and my agency asked me to kind of look into it, shall we say. They didn't say you have to do it, but they said, it might be a good idea to have a look into it. So I did, and then alas, here I am a year later.
Alas.
Alas.
So dramatic, alas. You sound like a Shakespearean actress.
love
Jessica, I haven't had a
Shakespeare.
chance to ask you, away from the pageant and away from your advocacy, in terms of study, career, hobbies, what is Jessica Ford doing on a daily basis to keep her busy?
I am a marketing assistant. Woo! I know, very boring. Not quite what you were all expecting. No, it's not my end goal. As I said, I was studying law. But because of Corona, I decided to take a step back from that for a year. It's now been prolonged because I don't want to do it online. For me, studying law needs to be in person. I can't do it out of, on Wikipedia. Like, it's just not going to work. So I've decided to take a step back. But yeah, at the minute marketing, but I would love to become a journalist. It's something I have always aspired to, and yeah, I at some point would love to go down that route.
Any kind of journalism? I mean, there's everything from sports journalism to investigative journalism. Any thoughts on that?
Investigative journalism. I'm so nosy.
Ooh.
I love it. I love it. I'm so nosy.
That takes some courage, because that's where you got to ask the really tough questions and get in people's
Yeah.
face, because you've got to ask the questions that they don't want to be asked. So that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. We love that. We love a bit of pushing and shoving here and there.
Good for you. Okay. What about hobbies? Anything you do to stay grounded, stay sane, just have some
Yeah,
fun?
I love yoga. Yoga is just everything. I love it. It's good for the body, good for the mind, good for the soul. That's what they say, right? And it really is. It's helped me with my mental health. And I guess that's something else you mentioned earlier, what helped me get through it. I think working out and self-care and really making sure that I take some time for me, because having a full-time job, pageants, life, it all gets a lot. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, having time to just kind of chill is nice. You know what? Actually, I had a hydrofacial today, and oh my goodness, I really hope you can't see. Have you ever had one? No, you haven't. Okay. Well,
You
I had
think?
no, I don't know. You might have had one. Do you want to judge? So yeah, I had one, and they do this thing, and it's like a sucker on it, and I have like bruises all over my neck from this sucker machine. And I'm like, I really hope no one can see them. But honestly, it's so good. If no one's had a hydrofacial, you need to go and get one. They're amazing.
Oh, well, sounds exciting. I might go and try one. I wanted to try cryotherapy, so I'll add that
Okay.
one to my list
Which one's
as well.
that? Remind me.
The dunked in the really cold liquid nitrogen one. So the
Uh,
idea is that it resets your body basically, and a lot of elite athletes and peak performers and really powerful businessmen swear by it. It's like a reset for your system, keeps you young. So I like the sound of that. So yeah, it's just I heard a story about it going wrong recently, and
oh.
going for a swim in liquid nitrogen is probably not the best thing you could do. And that person got burnt, like cold burnt. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do it. But anyway,
Maybe
I
not.
digress. I will still give it a go. In terms of yoga, I've done a lot of yoga. Do you have a favorite yoga position or yoga flow? I was going to imagine it's going to be really great for your spine as well. But
Yeah, so I love Downward Dog, which I know is classic, but it's so good. And I love a good vinyasa as well.
good vinyasa. All right,
Like,
sounds
vinyasa.
good. Now, before we get to the final 10 questions, is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to for supporting you along your journey, whether it's pageantry or just life in
Oh, we've got
general?
to give Sherry a shout out because she's just an absolute gem and I love Sherry. And also my mum. My mum is just, I don't know whether she's watching, I hope she is. So yeah, Natalie Ford, we love you.
Perfect. Okay, final 10 questions. Guys, if you have any more questions or messages for Jess, put them in the comments now, and I will circle back round to them after we've gone through the final 10. So, final 10. Here we go. It's not a speed round, so you don't have to answer as quickly as you can, but if you want
Okay.
to, you can. All right, number one, what is your favorite word?
Discombobulated. Is that classic? I feel like everyone
Okay.
says that. Is that classic?
No one has said that.
Okay,
You are
good.
literally the first.
Do you know why?
Okay.
Life is discombobulating. That's why I love it. I'm quite a discombobulated person, I think, and it's everything. I love it. It's great.
If you want a funny story, go and ask Gabriella Jukes, who's the current Miss World Wales. Go and ask her to say discombobulated.
Can she not
Because
say
that's the only other time that word has come up. Because Gabriella obviously is being Welsh, and she has quite
it?
the Welsh accent.
Thick
And literally,
accent.
people, when she was competing for Miss Wales, they had a group, and people were just messaging her to get her to say words because they thought her voice, she had such a peculiar accent, and discombobulated was one of the words they got her to
She
ask.
couldn't say it.
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know, but she has a very particular accent. We love Gabby. Question two. What is your least favorite word?
Mm. like. I hate it when people go, yeah, like. I hate it.
Ah,
It's so annoying. I've probably done it. I probably have done it, but it's a habit that we all do. I probably do it, but I'm annoying. Like.
your generation is the most guilty of saying like all the time. Sometimes I will just hold my fingers up and I'm watching an interview and it'll be just like,
One, two, three. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Don't
I
watch
get
this
what you
one
mean.
back.
I call them brain farts. It's ahs, likes, you
Yes.
knows, things like that. Okay, question 3. In life, what gets you excited? What turns you on?
I would say music, which is probably a very classic one. I love music. I love all genres of music. So I obviously used to dance. I love
Mhm.
classical music. I don't know if people know that, but I love classical music. My friend
Ooh.
is a very, very talented pianist. He was meant to go and study in America at Berkeley. He's very, very talented, and he plays a lot of classical music. So I appreciate it live. Everything. Love it. And yeah, I also love walks. I love nature walks. I love them. That's
Mhm.
something else. I go for a long walk every day, fresh air. Like, do you know what? I actually leave my phone at home, so no music because I get too
Oh,
attached to my
okay.
screen. Yeah, I
Yep,
like just
yep.
wandering.
Yeah, I second that. I think going for a walk without your phone is a really liberating experience, frankly, because I live on my phone and social media, so just leaving it behind. The first
Yeah.
time you do it, you think you're going to die, and by the second day, you're like, actually, the world will survive if I'm not on social
Yes,
media for half an hour or an hour. It's a crazy
for
world.
sure, for
Okay,
sure.
that was what turns you on. So, what turns you off?
Ooh. Loud eating. I think it's so annoying.
Chewing? You mean the
Yes.
chewing sound? There?
Don't do it. Oh no, don't do it.
No,
You're right in my ear.
I know. That's why it's really
No,
funny. It's like ASMR. You can't not hear it. You
no.
can't turn it off.
I'm literally like, oh, get out my ear, get out my head. Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
I'm
hate
with you
it.
on that one. That's a
It's
horrible,
so,
horrible sound. Guys, chew with your mouth closed. Honestly, no
yeah,
one wants to know what's going on inside there, really. No
it's
one
so
wants to see
rude.
what's going on inside there.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
I,
I've
I,
been at a dinner once and I was like, I was enjoying the food, and then 1 minute I was not enjoying the food because somebody else was enjoying it too much next to me for my liking. And all I could hear was just like chewing in my ear. And I'm
but
like, yeah, and I don't want to be
yeah, that
rude, but
sound.
when you're just like, oh no, like just close your mouth, please.
I've that is actually a very common answer, but in terms of how bad it can get, I had one girl, I can't remember who it is. I think it might have been a UK girl or it might have been one of the Americans I interviewed. She said when someone chews like that, they either have to run out of the room or they
Oh my god.
start crying. Like they
Oh
literally start
no.
crying,
Mental
which
breakdown
I think is
vibes.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, if
that's
you want them to stop, that's one way of doing it. If you just if you burst into tears, people go, "Oh my god, what's wrong?"
but would
It's
they
a
know?
chewing sound.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
they would stop.
Well, yeah, I mean, or would they just not know? Because I don't know. If you're a loud chewer, do you know? Are you aware that you're a loud chewer? Maybe we're loud chewers. You didn't think about that, did you? I
Okay,
didn't
so
either.
next time you're with someone and they're chewing loudly, just politely ask them, "Excuse me, I'm fascinated to know as a journalist, right? To practice for your journalism, how do you feel about loud chewers?" And just see what they say.
Yes. I feel
I
like loud
bet you they will
chewers.
say they hate loud chewers. I
This
bet you
is
that's
what
what
I'm
they will say.
saying. Do we know that we're loud chewers? Are we aware as humans? Do we know? I don't know. Maybe we're all
I
loud
don't think so.
chewers. No,
Oh, I'd like
because
to think
you
not because
wouldn't
I
do it on
really hate it.
purpose. I know I do too. Maybe we're the worst. Maybe we're the
I
culprits.
think, to be fair, in some cultures, I know this to be true in Chinese culture, not chewing, but if you enjoy food like a soup, you're supposed
Yeah,
to slurp
slurp.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
in Western culture, that
different.
would be considered rude, but in Eastern culture, you have to do it,
Mm.
otherwise it's rude. So but I don't think chewing. No, the loud chewing, I've
No,
never heard that anyone says
so
that's a
like,
polite thing.
yeah, and it's because when you chew as well, your mouth is open, and you don't want to see what someone's
Yeah.
eating. That's just not, it's not a vibe.
No. No. Okay. I'm not hungry anymore. I was hungry before.
No,
I'm no longer hungry.
for your
Okay, let's
breakfast. I
move on.
know.
Thank you. Yes, because I'm in tomorrow, as we
I
discussed.
know. I don't
Question
like
5.
it.
What's it's the way the world is, just
I don't
what
like
sound
it.
or noise do you love?
So as you can probably tell, I do actually really like nature. So I love long walks. So I love the rustle, when the leaves rustle. I love
Hmm.
that. I love the rain hitting the window. At night, have you ever been there? I mean, probably not, you're in Australia, but
Yeah.
anyway, in the UK
No,
when
no,
it's
it
cold
does
and
rain in
miserable.
Australia. Come on. It does. It never rains in Australia. Yeah, it rains. And I used to have really, really early work when I was working as a tennis coach. And so I'd be up at like 5 a.m. And when you would just hear the rain just either just
Yeah.
gently on the roof or even the sound of the rain hitting the ground, it was a really relaxing sound because also it meant I
Yeah.
didn't have to work because obviously you're not going to coach tennis when it's raining. So I do love the sound of rain in the morning.
Because it means no work. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I always have a thing in my head of cozy fire. That's another thing. The fire, the crackle.
Hmm.
I love that
Yep.
noise. Again, do you have that in Australia? Do you have fires? I don't know. I'm joking.
Well,
Yeah,
every now and
so
then, like I mean, I complain about getting cold here when it's under 20 degrees. You guys, when it's 20 degrees and over, you're like, oh my God, heat wave,
heat
bikini, let's go
wave.
to the beach. And you all come back burnt like lobsters. So, different strokes for different
So
folks. Let's
true.
just put it that way. I'll never get it. Like I asked my podcast co-host the other day, like, when is UK good weather? Because I said UK doesn't have good weather, and she said, yes, it does. I go, when? Tell me when it does, and I will come over to the
When
UK when. He said, oh, it was sunny yesterday. Apparently on the weekend it was sunny. I was like, great, 2 days of
we,
sun, and then it
yeah,
snows again. Yay!
we
Not
saw a
it's
glimpse
not.
of sun, a ray. I got a
And
tan.
then you all got sunburnt.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, you literally get sunburnt even just
I
thinking about
know.
the sun. It's hilarious. Question 7. If you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
I'm gonna go generic. Everyone goes for a generic answer on this, don't they? I would fly. No. Oh, well, I would, but no, that's not my answer. I would. Do you know what? I would have the power of healing. I'd be the most popular person. Get a burn, just touch me, healed. I don't know, like pull your eyelash out, touch me, healed. You know, break a leg, touch me, healed. That's what I would
God,
do.
okay.
That's it. I'd be the most popular person ever.
Do you know, and I heard this the other day, it was the weirdest thing, I never thought about it. Have you heard the
Okay.
saying break a leg? As in good
Yeah,
luck?
of course. Dancer.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, I thought as much. But do you know why they say break a leg?
So I think actually I might. Is it to do with when dancers used to perform, they would physically try, and I know actually I have a very interesting story about this. When I was at performing arts school, a girl and two girls, ballerinas, wanted the same role. They were at an audition and one of the girls crushed up glass and put it at the bottom of her point shoe. Yeah. Literally
Why?
breaking a leg. I know, honestly. It's people do
Uh,
crazy things. I know. This is what I mean. Pageant girls are so lovely. So yeah,
by
well, we'll see. Hopefully
comparison
no
to
one does
that,
that.
anyone
I
would be lovely. No,
Yeah.
apparently it's break a leg because if you break a leg, you have to be in a cast. So, when you're dancing for audition,
Whoa.
you want to join a cast. I never thought it was on TikTok. And I was like, normally the TikTok stuff's like, yeah, whatever. That when I heard that one, I was like,
I'm blown.
I'd never thought of it. So it's break a leg, so you join a cast. Like, okay, there you go.
Not because you want to kill your person you're auditioning against. Okay.
No, it could be that as well. I don't know, but I prefer my story. It's more
I
positive
prefer
and
your.
upbeat. Question 8. What job other than your own would you most like to attempt?
Okay, so we've said a journalist or
Hmm.
something actually in the media. I would also love to be a presenter. Holly Willoughby, I'm coming for your job. I would love to be a presenter. I think that would be so much fun. Yeah, I think, do you know what? Other than that, I genuinely don't think there's something I could strive more for. I kind of lived out my dream with dancing, I suppose. I did it professionally from a
Yeah.
young age, but I kind of lived it. Obviously at the time I was very, very upset and, whatever, but
Mhm.
I'm much happier where I am now. And it is, you know, dancing can be quite a toxic industry. I think there's been quite a lot of documentaries, hasn't there, recently,
Yeah.
to do with body dysmorphia. And just that
Mm.
the environment that you're put in, you're constantly under scrutiny and things like that. So I'm really glad actually that I don't dance anymore. But yeah, I think they're the two things, journalist or presenter. They're the two dreams. And I wouldn't choose an astronaut or anything. That's too far. That's a bit high. It's
Well, you
striving a bit too
never
high.
know.
Mm.
I was going to say your feet probably thank you for not dancing anymore, because I've seen photos of dancers' feet or ballerinas' feet, and that's not pretty. But now you're in pageantry, so I don't think your feet will thank you, because
Honestly,
pageant girls'
anything is
feet
better.
always sore. Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, anything is
Anyway,
better than walking on your tiptoes all day. Anything. Not tippy toes,
I,
tiptoes.
I
Two
yeah,
different
I
things.
don't actually get how you do that, because just when you're standing by yourself and you got nothing else to do, your mind kind of wanders, and I'm like, how can you actually stand on your tiptoes? So you give it a go, and I can't work out how you guys do it. It's painful. It's
Yeah,
really really painful.
there's a block at the bottom, which is a platform that helps you go through demi onto like full point basically, but it's about strengthening your ankles. I used to do like literally on my heels on demi points. That's when you're, on your tippy toes. And
Mm.
I used to do that for like hours a day. I used to do 6 to 8 hours of dancing a day, and then my A levels as well. So I was,
Jeez.
it was crazy.
You must have very strong calves, just thinking about that. If you spend all your time on
I
your
do.
toes and your God,
It's the only thing that's
your
toned
poor.
about me. The rest of me is just not. The calves are good. If you look at the calves, brilliant. The rest is like, I could do with a bit more work.
Dancers, calves. Let's move on. Question 9. What job would you definitely not like to attempt?
An accountant. I can't count. Like, that's the long and short of it. I would hate to be an accountant. I love how people are so good with that. It's such an incredible job and an industry to get into. And people are so intelligent and intellectually gifted with maths. I got the shorts from that one. So that's just not going to be for me. Yeah, accountant. Anything to do with maths, I can't do it.
Well, they tell people who do live streams like me that there's a couple of things you shouldn't do, and one of them is to do any maths on stream. Don't do it. Because you try and do it,
No.
you're guaranteed to get it wrong, and everyone will just remember it, and you'll be embarrassed for the rest of your life. So,
Have you ever done it?
all right. No. Do you want to ask me a random maths question? I mean, I can. This will be a first.
Okay. I won't know the answer, but like, what's 7 times? I don't know.
You just pick a number, Jess. Just
All right, 7 times. I'm not panicking. 6. No? That's really easy. I got it.
42.
I'm panicking. Okay, I don't know. Like, that's more embarrassing for me than it is for you, so we should just put that one. That is
7
so bad.
times
I
13
can't
is
think.
91. 7 times
Okay.
11, 77. 7 times, I don't know. I've got the opposite problem. I'm basically a human calculator. Not as good as I used to be, but I just crunch numbers in my head.
You set me up for fail there. You set me up to fail.
Not really. I just asked you to give me a question. I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. You've answered the question. That's the harder one. Asking the question is not supposed to be the hard one.
I panicked.
I could see that. It's okay. That's okay. I will never clip that out and post it on my social media. Moving on. Last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh. The Queen has arrived. Why not? Roll out the red carpet. I'm joking. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I
mean, you can give a really deep and meaningful answer. People say, let's party. And then there are other people who have really deep and meaningful responses. Yeah. But it's one of the more difficult questions to answer.
I'm doubtful I'll make it to heaven. Who knows? I don't know. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Honestly, I think, yeah, I'd be like, do you know what? I'd be like, show me the family? Where's my family? That's what I'd wanna know. That's why we wanna know.
Nice. Okay, let me just circle around to the comments because we had a bunch before we did the final 10. Oh, Sherry has said, "Love you, girl." So where are we? So Kev, I don't know if you know Kev. He's an amazing photographer. He said Solihull,
Yes.
lovely place. One of my first girlfriends came from Castle Lane in Solihull.
Oh my goodness, that's so random. I love that.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but Sherry has said, "Love you, girl," with a red heart and a blue heart. Kev has said, Gabs, yeah, we were talking about Gabriella. Gabs would say that amazingly. Discombobulated. She has a very
Have you spelled
particular
that?
accent.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
discombobulated. That's the other thing you shouldn't do on live. Try and spell something. But
Go, spell it.
discombobulated. Good spelling, Kev.
Very
I'm
good.
a very good speller as well, so you won't. I love spelling. It's one of the weird things about me. I take it you
Really?
don't watch mukbang videos. What are mukbang videos? Are they like
I love
ASMR videos?
mukbang. So it's where you, do you know what, I actually do watch mukbang videos because I'm a bit of a weirdo and I love it when they do like talks, but they are videos where they go to like, I think it's an American thing, so they'll go to Taco Bell or something and they get loads of food and they won't have eaten all day and there'll be a group of them and they'll just eat like so much and just chat. It sounds really, that sounds really weird when I say it like that, but it is good.
That sounds
But
gross. Okay, I won't be
yeah,
watching that.
okay.
Don't want to see a bunch of people stuffing their faces. Kev has said, "You need to come to Cornwall, Adrian. That's where the good weather is in the UK. 19 degrees today and sunny."
I love Cornwall. My friend lives in Cornwall, one of my best friends. In
Look,
Truro.
that's a pretty good sale.
Do you know
That's
what
a pretty
I
good
have?
sale.
Truro?
I don't mind this.
It's good.
I'm just liking the sunny, but the 19 degrees today, Kev, is not selling it for me. 19 degrees, I would still
That's
be cold.
warm.
I'd still have to be wearing a
Oh.
jumper. No, 19 is unacceptable. What have we got? Sherry said, "Don't think we can be friends now." I don't know why she said that. Oh, I'm a trainee accountant.
No!
So there you go.
Sherry!
Friends no longer.
Oh,
There you go.
Opposites
To be
attract,
fair,
Sherry.
you didn't say that you hate accounting. To be
No.
fair, Sherry, she said that she can't count. So if anything, she's jealous of you because you can do something
Yes.
that she cannot.
Sherry can do many a thing I cannot. Sherry is gorgeous. We love Sherry.
Whereas I will say, and this is with all the love in my heart, I'm not such a huge fan of accountants because they charge me so much to do my taxes. But I love accountants more than lawyers because lawyers are even worse, although she's training to be. So I'm just digging her. My lawyer charges me for phone calls, just so you know,
Yeah.
and charges me in 6-minute blocks. And I was just saying this on the podcast yesterday. If you're going to charge me for phone calls in 6-minute blocks, don't you dare ask me how my day has been. Because we're on the clock here. I don't have time to talk about little stuff when you're charging me in 6-minute blocks.
Don't they do that in prison? Is that not how they charge it in prison? I think that is. You know, you get like a slot
I haven't been
time.
in prison.
Adrian, I think
don't
you have.
know.
Come on, spill the tea. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know. I'm just like charging people for a phone call in 6-minute blocks. It's just like, oh, come on, just leave me alone. Janice has said they chew so loudly in Mukbang. Yeah, I don't want to watch. It's not it's a no from me. Truro is about an hour south from me.
Okay.
Kev, you just
Very nice.
moved, didn't you? I think Kev might have just moved.
Okay.
And Sherry said, digging that grave, Adrian. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Okay, well, Jessica, thank you so much for your time and being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's been amazing. And thank you everyone for watching. And I love you, Sherry. Don't hate me.
I'll let you guys repair your friendship after we get off the call. Jess, don't hang up with me. I'll keep you on the line for just a second whilst I hang up with the audience. But thanks to everyone for watching, whether it's live or on the replay. And we will speak to you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Just a reminder to you entrepreneurial types to come and join us at our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the pageant boss. I'll see you inside and see you in the next episode.